This is Paper Mario 2, and it's one of my favorite games since childhood, so I decided to go down to the bottom of the pit of 100 trials for a second time, and I got it on tape this time. And I'm going to be fighting Bonetail, who's actually stronger than the final boss in the game, because this is sort of like an endgame kind of thing.
You were saying something like he's just a reskinned earlier boss, right?
Right, yeah, no, he was, the first boss in this game looks just like this guy, except he's like an actual real dragon. And this guy is, he's like a bone sort of version of him. It's supposed to be like all cursed and evil and stuff.
What's the little kid with the green book?
Oh, that's, that's my partner Gimbella. It's sort of like switching out Pokemon almost, except your partner battles right next to you. And right now she's giving me the title data on this guy, which will tell me what his attack is and just a little bit about him. So I'm going to start off the battle using a double dip, which lets me use 2 items in the same turn. And I'm going to use boo sheets, which makes me invisible so that he can't attack me, because I'm really not sure how exactly this battle is going to go, what his attack patterns are, because I haven't battled him in a really long time.
So what's the deal with all the crowd in the front? Are they like, there's actually spectators in this game?
Yeah, actually, the crowd in the front, you start out with a crowd of about 50, and then towards the end of the game, your stage upgrades every few chapters in the game, and eventually you can have up to 200. I think right now I'm...
So what's those heart things, those star things that came shooting out of the crowd? Like the more popular you are, the better points you get or something?
Yeah, the star points you get from the crowd, and you can see in the meter in the top, each time they give me some star points, my star meter goes up a little bit, and I'm going to start using that to do specials pretty soon here. I think I'm going to switch out to Bobbery here, just because he has a lot more attack power. So I tried a power bounce before, but it wasn't very effective, so now I'm just going to stick to the spring jump, and it does a hearty 14 damage to him each time, starting to chip away at his 200. If you press the button at the right time, you can dodge a bit of the damage, but I just kind of failed that there. What I'm doing right now is a power lift, which takes up 3 of my star power, but it gives me and my partner a big boost in attack and defense, which means that I deal more damage and receive less. And
so you have to hit the arrows, but what happens if you hit the green guy? Does it just stop?
Yeah, if you hit the green one, I think, I'm not positive, but I think that you just get stunned for a moment, and then you can't pick up as many arrows to increase attack and defense. I'm going to try Bomb Squad out here, which makes 3 little bombs that explode the next turn.
Oh, those things in his toes?
Yeah, I threw him right at his toes. Just another spring jump. This is sort of like the meat and potatoes of my attacks right here. And since I'm power lifted, it's doing 10 for each jump instead of 7. And Bobbery's attack is heightened too. And I failed the command again. And there goes the bombs, doing 1 damage for each of the 3 bombs. Now I'm completely out of flower points now. Flower points are sort of the attack points that you use, and I use up a few of them whenever I do a spring jump or a special attack like the time bomb attack. But you can see in the very top.
What was that little gray cube thing that popped out there?
Sometimes the audience gets angry at you and throws stuff at you. Sometimes they throw good things at you, like coins and items, but sometimes they throw rocks at you. I couldn't quite see it that time, but it turned out to be a rock, and if you press X, you can go and take care of that audience member, show them the way out, per se. Now, this is the only item I think I use in this battle, besides the boo sheets that I did in the beginning.
It's like magic aspect. It's like Jello, Was it
yes,
like a jello attack?
it was a magical jello that restored all of my heart and flower points. That it's pretty hard to obtain in the game, but I took one down just because this battle's tougher. This is another power lift, just because my last one runs out. It runs out, I think, about 2 or 3 turns after you use it.
So the red and the blue, does that give power to your partner there too? One of them?
Yeah, you and your partner. The blue one is for defense, and the red one is for attack. So you can see I got +3 attack and +2 defense. And if you see my star meter at the top, that's just about down to 0 now. So I'm not going to be able to do any specials for a few more turns before I rebuild that up. And Bonetail's down to 91 health. I've got him more than half the way down now. His breath attacks do different things. Like, you can see that one was purple. If you don't guard against it, which, thank goodness I did, it'll poison you and your party member, and you'll start to lose hit points gradually.
So to defend against it, you did like some sort of power up before this?
No, to defend against it, you just have to press A just before the damage hits you, and then, yeah, that's his sort of cry as he's getting weaker. You just defend against it by pressing A right before the damage is done, and you get less damage from it, and it protects you from any of the effects of the attack. Like, you can get frozen as well, and dizzy, and there's a couple more effects, I think. Now, he's only got 36 health left, so he's just about dead, and I think I'm going to do like 14 or 20 more damage here. 14 more. And this is fun because when he gets to low health, he just decides to randomly heal himself. He'll just sort of sit there, and instead of attacking you for his turn, he just regains 20 health. So I have 3 more star power left, so I'm going to do one last power lift to try to finish him off before he regains too much health again. You see he's back up to 56 health now, whereas he had, I think, like less than 20 before. But I think I can do more than 20 health per turn in damage, so that's why I'm going to be able to defeat him. This is the last attack, and you can see his hit points in the lower right just went to 0, and star points are the amount of experience that you get in the game, and normally for defeating a boss that's really tough like this, you would get like 30 or 40, but just because this is the very, very last end-game boss in the game, I think the developers just decided that you only get 1 experience point just to spite you. This is the prize for the battle. It's a badge that makes it so that when enemies attack you, they take half the damage back, which isn't really amazingly useful, but it's kind of a nice badge to have, and you know, it sort of serves as a little prize for going down to the very bottom of the pit. And just since I'm down here, and you hardly ever get down here, I decided to ask Gimbella about this room too, so she's got some stuff to say. And this is the top of the pit, and in case any of you are interested, I'm going to show off a couple of the badges that I used here, which are things that you can wear to get sort of advantages in battle. You can see I've got a bunch of power pluses on, which make me do a whole ton of extra damage. That's why I was able to take him out so quickly.
What are those green emblem things?
The green emblem just makes your guy look like Luigi, so you see his hat right there is green. It's just a purely cosmetic sort of thing. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click like, and till next time.